everybody, Christy Birchfield here. Today we are looking at the last chapter of Ruth. We've been in chapter 4 and we're looking at verses 13 through 15. So just a couple verses today. But there's something really exciting there. We see in verse 13, Boaz took Ruth and she became his wife. Right? We knew that was what the plan was, right? And when he made love to her, the Lord enabled her to conceive, and she gave birth to a son. It seems kind of unremarkable when you first think about it. That was the whole point, right? They were getting married so that they could continue the family line and there would be descendants and all of that. But I love the way it talks about God. God made that happen. Because if you think about it, Ruth had been married before, right? She'd been married to Mahlon. That's how she got started in Naomi's family in the first place. And we don't really know how long she was married to him. It doesn't say. But she was married to him for at least some time before he died. And she hadn't given birth. So she had no kids. So we don't know whether there was an issue or anything with her being able to have children or what happened with that. But it's a great reminder that we can do everything we're supposed to do. We can be focused in on making sure that we are being obedient, that we are being focused, that we are all in on what God has given us. But ultimately, it's God that's responsible for the results. God was the one who created life there. He gave them the opportunity, the ability to conceive, and he created life. We need to understand every life is precious. Every life is created by God for purpose. And just like Ruth and Boaz, they got together and they did what they needed to do as married couples do, but they had to rely on God to create the life. We need to be obedient and we need to be doing what God has us doing, but we've got to allow God to be God and to do what he's going to do, because that's his responsibility and that's his job. We don't have to agree with how he does it or what he does all the time. And we may not even understand it. But God's going to do and take care of his responsibilities. That's the important thing here. Naomi, Ruth, Boaz, they all did their parts. God did his part and brought this together to the conclusion that God had planned all along. It's a great reminder of that. Thanks.